Hey guys, what is up? And today I'm bringing you another video. This video is going to be about the Nuru Akali and how OP she could potentially be. Right off the bat, I just want to say that it was 4 in the morning, so that's why I was doing a custom game versus bots, because the queue times were like over 10 minutes and I didn't feel like waiting that much time and not to get Akali. So yeah, that's like the main reason why it's in a custom. Sorry for the custom stuff, that's like the best way I could show Akali's damage, like versus drags and all that stuff and other champions. If you want to see her burst damage, that'll be like towards like the end of the video when I let all the bots take towers, get more gold, and become a bit beefier. Also, without all the barons, dragons, and blue pots, her overall damage is on the lower side of 4,000, but adding in like just the blue pot and blue buff alone, it spikes up to about almost 4.5k, but it's just under that. For me, the dragon like RNG was terrible because I only got one fire drake like at the end, and all the rest were water. So if you really get all fire drakes and the baron, your AP will be well over 1,000, and your damage should spike up to, I would say, around 5,000, and you could do this consistent damage every like 4 seconds if you don't die within that time. For the build, I decided to get Magi's because it gives you a shit ton of AP if it's fully stacked. Gunblade for the active damage and the slow it gives you, and the AD AP stats. Lichbane because the auto attack bonus it gives you, and the cooldown, and just I like getting Lichbane personally. White Stab just so you can like, go through our magic resist and all that stuff. Death Cap so you get that giant bonus grand total from all the AP items. At Lunan's just because it's Lunan's Echo. Why won't you get it on Akali? So for Akali's damage, without the buffs and pots, her first passive auto attack does 366 damage, and her second auto attack does 570. Her Q, when she throws it, the first part of her Q does 476 damage, and her proc of the Q is 596. Her E does 678, while her R does 375. The Hextech Gunblade does 521, while the Lichbane does just 500. In total, that's 4,082 damage with that whole combo. And let's say if you're able to pull off her second passive, like for the second passive auto attack, the proc from her Q, Lichbane and Gunblade, that is 2,187 damage without like your first auto, your first Q, your E and your R, so that's pretty good. Now with the buffs and stuff, her first auto attack passive does 390, and her second one does 630. When she throws her Q, that does 523, and when she pops it, that does 655 damage. Her E does 691, her R does 386, her Hextech Gunblade will do 534, and her Lichbane will do 595. In total, that's 4,404 damage. If you take her second auto attack passive plus her Q proc plus Lichbane and Gunblade, that is 2,414 damage without like the rest of her moves. So, and you can do that every 4 seconds because of her passive cooldown. Some good things about this build is that you have amazing damage, stupidly high damage. Also, because you have the Lichbane and all that AP, you'll be able to split push like perfectly. And also because you have all that damage, you'll be able to 1v1 almost anyone. And that also ties in with the split pushing and how good it could be. Some bad things about this build is that you are extremely squishy. If you can't manage to burst a person in time, they will just fuck you up, like, that's it. You have no tank stats, so you won't be able to survive in that long of fights. Another bad thing is that you get useless stats from your Lichbane and Magi's, which is the mana. For me, this is not that big of a deal because it's one small stat compared to a lot of damage and a lot of split push power. Also, all this damage is me not adding the magic resist of the enemy champs and dragons. You will see that I'll be doing Elder Dragon, and my combo will only do 1.2k on him, although I said fucking 4k, but before you call me a liar and stuff, just remember that it's without magic resist, like the numbers and all that stuff, like all the math, all that equals up to 4,000. But if you manage to live and get off multiple rotations of Akali's passive and all that stuff, the damage you'll be doing is well over 4,000. So just keep that in mind. Also, because Akali's first auto heals her, and her second one makes her do more damage, getting a Spirit Visage and building somewhat AP tankiness will result in still amazing damage and amazing healing. I can see Riot nerfing that once the rework hits live service, just because of how crazy the scaling is. You'll also see it later on, towards like the end. I'll get really low, and in a matter of seconds I'm full health just by getting the passive off and all that stuff, just because I have a lot of AP. So imagine you have that AP and a Spirit Visage for that bonus healing. It's going to be really crazy. One last thing I want to say is that while I was editing the video, I realized I fucked up the combo so many times, and I wasn't able to properly show the strength of Akali and this build. So that's my bad. I'm just a little boosted. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, but then again they are bots, so kind of no excuse, but I'm just gonna pop the tire card. It was late. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.